All right, all right. Hello, hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm delighted to host the Columbia Engineering Experience with my co-host here, Adriana. We have a short presentation for you to really go over or share with you what it means to be a Columbia engineer. So I'm delighted to introduce the team that will be working closely with you from Columbia Engineering when you arrive. For those of you who attended our last webinar, you met Dean Morrison, who's our Vice Dean of Academic Programs. I'm Dean Jenny Mack. I serve as your Dean of Students for Engineering Student Affairs. And my proudest quality here is I'm also a Columbia engineer. I graduated as an industrial engineering major long time ago. I'd like to always say I graduated in 1864. And I'll let you guys figure out why that year is so significant. I'm also joined by Adriana Reyes, our Associate Director, our lead of Undergraduate Student Affairs, who's my co-host here today. Two of my other colleagues who you will meet when you arrive here on campus is Dean Elizabeth Strauss, our Associate Dean of Engineering Student Affairs, and of course, Lily Ramos Flores, who's our Student Affairs Manager, and you will meet her as well. I'm just going to go over, what it means to be a Columbia engineer from a curricular perspective. Our curriculum consists of 128 credits. And what does that mean? Each course is approximately, 3 credits or so in any given semester. I do see our engineers typically take anywhere from 5 to 6 courses. And that's a reasonable load. I would say probably an average of 5. And the 128 credits consist of, you have your first year requirements, writing, physics, calculus, chemistry, and of course you have science, you have lab requirements. I call these like engineering building blocks, the foundational courses that you have to take. You will be declaring your major in your sophomore year, generally in the fall semester, choosing your area that you want to specialize in. This is your major, and you will also at the same time be given a major advisor. And this is a faculty member in that major that will coach you along the way to talk to you about major requirements and what's exciting about that particular major. And so you will be doing that during your sophomore year and entering and starting to complete your major requirements. Throughout the course of your study, you're always balancing between your technical or your major requirements and your non-technical electives. And that's really a quintessential, unique aspect of being a Columbia engineer. We expect you to be well-versed in the technical aspects of engineering, but also the arts, the art behind it, and non-technical requirements. As an engineering student, and this is in 1864, I had an opportunity to take courses. I learned Swedish. I took courses in film. And this was all part of counted towards my non-technical requirement. And of course, we encourage our students to engage in research as well. We have a robust research program that I will talk to you about shortly. Now, I talk a lot about, I talked a little bit about the balance of art, non-tech, and engineering. There is there's an art to the engineering discipline. You will be, during your first year, whether it's the fall semester or spring semester, you will take a course called the Art of Engineering. This is where you will have an opportunity as a class to engage in various faculty members as an introduction to the various disciplines in engineering and applied science. You'll have an opportunity to engage in a project in a particular discipline. So you might be excited about industrial engineering or operations research or computer science or mechanical engineering. You will have an opportunity to choose a project where you can deep dive to learn more about that particular major. In addition, you'll be exposed to the various, I would say, the toolkits and the fundamental blocks of engineering. And we're super excited about this course. So for those of you who's not sure yet what major you want to choose, the Art of Engineering is an excellent introductory course that gives you kind of a survey of what all these majors are about. Now, for those of you who are excited to also travel abroad, we certainly support our students to study abroad. Our engineering students really enjoy this aspect of, you can be in a very global city like New York City, but also have an opportunity to travel abroad and study abroad. All engineering majors can do so. And generally, I advise sometime in the sophomore year, if you choose to travel abroad, that is the most ideal time. Your first year, you want to be here on campus, explore everything that we have to offer. And the fall semester of your sophomore year is when you declare your major. And so typically sophomore spring is a great time if you want to travel abroad and study there. And the credits that you earn abroad can be transferred back at Columbia so you do not lose momentum in your studies. This is an excellent, excellent opportunity if you're excited about it. And of course, during the academic resource fair, during the new student orientation, there'll be a table there for students who are interested or want to ask more questions about this opportunity. Now, I talked a little bit about research during your time here with us, and there's a wonderful research program. We call it Summer at Seas. In fact, we have over 200 students with us this summer that's conducting research with our faculty members in their various labs. This is a paid supported opportunity. So if you get admitted into this program during the summer and matched with a project, you will be paid a stipend, $6,000. And it gets adjusted a little bit every year to reflect this, our just the increasing costs of things. And in this program, in addition to working intimately with your faculty member in their labs, in their projects, there are also weekly seminars, presentations, social events that we like to get all the summer researchers together. These seminars including, teaching you how to present your research to individuals who may not be familiar with the topic, library and fellowship opportunities. And my personal favorite, there's always a social gathering of all of our Summer at Seas fellows, and we take them to Dave & Buster's in Times Square to really mix and mingle and celebrate all your summer accomplishments. There's another opportunity. Now, we have Summer at Seas that I spoke about in terms of research. We also have Summer Overseas. This is also a paid opportunity during the summer where our students will apply to one of the many opportunities we have abroad. And the projects that you will be focusing on revolve around fetal health or women's public health. You'll be traveling generally to a place that they really need that engineering support, the innovation that you bring to the table to solve public health issues. You are coupled with a mentor as well as a graduate student from the Mailman School of Public Health. And in the past, our students have traveled to the Dominican Republic or Malawi or Mozambique. These are all places that really can use your engineering skills to solve critical issues that women or babies face. And we're very proud of this. And this is also a fully paid opportunity, living expenses, plus your travel expenses, and a little stipend for you as well. Now, I want to go over, there are many more opportunities for Columbia engineering students, and it's too much for us to talk about here, but I want to give you a glimpse. We have a number of centers that focuses on an area or an exciting, I would say, bleeding edge technology or engineering aspects. So for example, our Columbia Center for Artificial Intelligence Technology is a center that revolves around all things AI. So our motto, engineering for humanity, we think about how to create a more secure, connected, creative, sustainable, and healthy humanity, but using AI. How do we do that using this wonderful tool? And so this particular center will have research opportunities, course opportunities for all the students here. We also have a center for smart streetscapes. This is about thinking how to use engineering to create streetscape applications that improves your quality of life. If you're interested in that, this is a huge NSF, National Science Foundation sponsored project and center that allows our students to get involved with. Last but not least is our center called LEAP Center, Learning the Earth with Artificial Intelligence and Physics. That's what LEAP stands for. You can see that AI is a huge, huge area of focus for our engineering school. And this is certainly one of the areas of expertise that we have, applying AI to improving our quality of life, but also AI in learning more about the earth, which is really important, especially in light of climate change, climate issues that we are facing. And so you'll have an opportunity to engage in all of these initiatives when you arrive. For those of you who are interested in kind of the physical aspect of engineering, this is one of my favorite places in our engineering building. It's the Columbia Makerspace. Part of engineering a lot of times is to build a prototype. Maybe you invented something, you created something, and you need to build a physical prototype to show various people what this is all about. And where do you make this? Well, naturally, in our makerspace. There is a space, a very large square footage space where you will have access to make your prototype. I've seen students use the 3D printer to make these wonderful models. One of my favorite movies, Star Wars. We have so many Star Wars paraphernalia down there that a lot of our students have designed and printed. But not only that, it's robotic arms, parts for different things. This is all a space for you with all types of machinery and equipment that you can use to create your prototype. And of course, before using the makerspace, you'll have to go through the training and the education to use this equipment in a safe way. I'm now delighted to turn our presentation over to my co-host, Adriana Reyes, who heads up a lot of our initiatives for our undergraduate students. And one of the things that we really enjoy doing is going on field trips with our students and exposing them to the different types of companies and organizations that really would love to have a Columbia engineer in the future. And then that's part of the roadmap of being here. So I'll turn it over to Adriana to talk about one of such examples with Johnson & Johnson. Adriana?
Sure, thank you, Dean Mack. So like she mentioned, we have a really wonderful partnership with Johnson & Johnson's We STEM 2D pillar. And that is a pillar really focused on women in STEM and a very big part of what we do here at Columbia Engineering. Even so, at the undergraduate level, we are typically about 50-50 male and female, which is something we are very proud of, and making sure that our female identifying students are just as represented at the school. And one way we get to do that is with our partners at Johnson & Johnson. The pictures you see here are from various site visits that we've taken students on over to one of their facilities, and actually the Johnson & Johnson Museum that is located in New Jersey. And this is a great opportunity for students to really see, one, the history of Johnson & Johnson, which actually has many, many years of very pivotal women in their leadership roles and really got Johnson & Johnson to where it is now. So it's great history to learn on top of the various engineering aspects you will also see at their facility. Our students have the opportunity to network with professionals really from the very beginning of entering the museum. They are always there with very excited welcomes to see all of us from Columbia, as well as other universities that we may do a partner visit with, for example, from Rutgers, which is right down the street from J&J. So you'll have the opportunity to network not just with Johnson & Johnson professionals, but other engineering students as well. through this museum tour, they also get to do a fun scavenger hunt, networking, learn more about internship opportunities at Johnson & Johnson for the summer or even post-grad once you get to be seniors, as really a great introduction to one of the various kind of companies you can work for and how to really apply what you're learning in the classroom to some of these jobs that you will hear about in careers these women have had during their time at Johnson & Johnson. And like Dean Mack mentioned earlier, they even came to present to Summer at Seas and had a panel with some of their employees to hear more about how they've utilized what they learned at their various undergraduate or graduate institutions into the industry they are now doing. We also wanted to highlight our Senior Design and Senior Design Expo, so how Art of Engineering really begins your journey as a Columbia engineer. For many of our students, you also end it with a Senior Design capstone experience, and this is either a semester-long or year-long opportunity to really get that hands-on experience as a senior. It is a required course for most of our departments where you will work as a team to actually build a prototype to solve a real world issue that you are very passionate about or very interested in. As you can see, we like to have a lot of fun with our students, so we really make this a true fun senior experience, aside from just the coursework that you're doing, getting our seniors together in multiple ways throughout the senior year to celebrate really the build up to the expo. And one of the projects we wanted to highlight that you can see on the right-hand side was from a group of actually Brazilian students, where this was a very pressing issue that they saw back home in Brazil due to the infrastructure. They built this wheelchair attachment that really helps people get around more if there are staircases or just hills that aren't as equipped to have a traditional wheelchair go around. This lets them actually safely do so. And as you can see, Dean Chang was actually there to also test it out. And this was at our expo where you can really see these projects, whether they are the super scientific ones like this, solving the real world issues, or just fun ones. Some of the ones we've seen are an automatic poker table, an instrument that helps you put out all the spices you need from a recipe automatically. So really letting our students get creative with what they want to do with their capstone project, some of which even go on to start startups with these projects. So it's not just a grade that you're going to get in a class, but some students really do take this afterwards and create companies around some of these prototypes that started here at Columbia Engineering. And again, just to show some of the scenes from our Senior Design Expo, we have various projects from our Earth and Environmental Department, Civil Engineering, Biomedical, Electrical, Mechanical, and Chemical Engineering, to name a few, as well as our other departments that will come in. This is a huge event for us, really our last big senior event before our students go off to graduation, where we always see about 600 to 700 guests come through, and even parents fly in to see the expo, which is a very exciting time for us and just a great way to celebrate the whole academic journey of our Columbia engineers before we send them off with graduation. And I know we've been answering some questions in the Q&A, and Dean Mack has been going through them, but we also wanted to see a few live questions. So I'll pass it over to Dean Mack.
Thank you so much, Adriana. You know, when you were talking about the Senior Design Expo, I feel like, you know, we had wonderful pictures, but a video speaks 1,000 words. I am going to put a YouTube link in our chat. In our chat, you will see a YouTube link of a video of our Senior Design Expo for 2023. We have a lot more. They're all actually cataloged in YouTube, so you can search Senior Design Expo. The best way to describe it, it is the world's the most sophisticated science fair. We always play around with the students' prototypes. They demo it for us. There's always some sort of machinery or cars. And now also, I think, virtual reality has become such a big hit in our Senior Design Expo. This is truly a place where you can get inspired in creating something, but also feel really proud of your classmates. And we are certainly extremely proud of our students and in the work that they do. And it's this culminating project that you do as a Columbia engineer during your final year. So what I'm going to do is actually going to kind of wind us down a little bit. This is meant to be really a teaser for you to understand and get a glimpse of what it means to be a Columbia engineering student, the unique aspect of it, and the wonderful resources and opportunities that are here for you. Adriana and I, together with our colleagues, are excited to meet you on day one when you arrive on campus. And that wonderful event is called Convocation. We will be there alongside with you to welcome you. In the meantime, I continue to engage with all the webinars, ask questions, engage us. We would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions or concerns along the way, just shoot us a note. We're really easily to be found. Adriana, let's put our kind of our email address in the chat in case any of our students or parents would like to ask us any questions. But most importantly, this is such an exciting time for you. We are all so excited to welcome you in just a little less than a month. So the countdown continues. And this ends our webinar for today. Thank you all so much for being wonderful and attentive listeners for us, and enjoy the Senior Design Expo video, and I'll see you in less than a month.